Yup, that was the worst press conference of all time. Now, not gonna lie, I expected it to be the worst press conference of all time, and it delivered, so I'm not mad. But I already got the predictions cooked up. I just wanted to see the press conference before I upload the predictions because sometimes the press conference give us a little insight on the mindset of the fighters. Not gonna lie, nothing changed about my predictions, so I'm gonna drop them very soon after this. But let's be honest, that was the worst press conference of all time. Terrible, terrible press conference. You have none of these guys that can speak English for real, except for Tom Aspinall, who, by the way, say the gayest shit of all time. Now, not gonna lie, I mean, I guess the UK is susceptible to shit like that. But I mean, just coming out and telling people that, oh yeah, man, Pavlovich has a bigger dick than me is insane to me. Like, why is you telling us that Pavlovich got a bigger dick than you? That's insane. But he was also like, oh yeah, man, I got this sexy shirt. And that, like, all these dumbass reporters started talking about how sexy he looks in his shirt. This is supposed to be the most Chad motherfuckers on the stage. Like, oh yeah, man, Big Pav. You got Big Pav, the refrigerator man. Boxer Brock Lesnar. You got Yuri Perkowski, the samurai nigga. You got Poatan, Stone Hands, Moha. You have Tom Aspinall, UK's savior. And they're literally talking about how sexy his shirt is. Not gonna lie, I expected him to somewhere along the line turn into this type of freakish gay man because of how much Michael Bisping glazes him, but this is insane. Obviously, now he's actually turned gay. Michael Bisping, I blame you for turning little Tommy gay. I don't think his dad is going to be happy about this, but this press conference sucked ass. All they said was, I think I'm going to win. Hey, Sergey, do you think you're going to win? Oh, yeah, I think I am going to win this fight against Tom Aspinall. Hey, Yuri Prohaska, you think you're going to win? I think, especially, I'm going to win. Hey, Alex Poatan, you think you're going to win? Yeah, he said he's going to win. Hey, Tommy, do you think you're going to win? You know what? I have a sexy shot, and I think Sergey Pavlovich has a bigger dick than me. And there you go. Then they had the face-offs. The face-offs was interesting. Obviously, you have four big guys, like big-ass niggas. So I was interested to see who's bigger. And obviously, Tom Aspinall already gave us the answer. But Tom Aspinall was all too buddy-buddy about my son Pavlovich. Pavlovich was kind of confused because Big Pav is from Russia. They don't do this whole Western stuff that this guy's beyond. So he was looking in his eyes, and Tom Aspinall was kind of like shackling and shit. And then Tom Aspinall started putting his hands on him, like trying to touch his shoulder and shit. Like, why is you trying to touch my son's shoulder? Like, he was trying to like caress his shoulder on the far side, like fucking putting his arm around him. He's lucky Big Pav is a great stoic guy, man. He would have turned around and lit him up right there and then. And I think this just gives away that Tom Aspinall is not ready for this, bro. He is not ready for Big Pav. Big Pav is going to lay him out. That's a spoiler in my predictions. But Yuri Prohaska and Poatan, they also had a face-off. Poatan did not look as intimidating as he usually does because he's not going against Izzy or old man Jan Blachowicz. Is going against a young whippersnapper who is as big as him. So they were eye to eye and shit. And Poatan just looked not the same. Like, he was not as intense as he usually is. So my son Yuri Prohaska kind of did a little bow, and they both turned away at the same time. Usually Poatan is the last guy to turn away, so he's like, he has a lot of respect for Yuri Prohaska. And Yuri Prohaska was like, huh. And then he was like raising his arm and shit. That shit looked kind of badass the way he raised his arm. Like, he raised his arm with his whole body and shit. It looked kind of badass. And yeah, I mean, worst press conference of all time, but I'm not mad about it because I knew it was going to be the worst press conference of all time. Even Dana White knew that it was going to be the worst press conference of all time. He didn't even show up. But yeah, no fans was kind of disappointing because, look, if the fans were there, maybe these guys would have tried to say something interesting or funny or like try to have beef with each other, talk some shit to get the fans excited, to get the fans to go like, oh, or some shit like that. But no, there was all these bitch-ass reporter niggas that asked Tom Aspinall about his sexy shirt. These guys are supposed to be MMA news reporters. They're supposed to ask them about the breaking news and shit. They're not asking about anything other than how sexy Tom Aspinall looks in his silky shirt. Hey, oh, come on, bro. Come on. It's not that interesting that he said the word sexy. Fuck off. Holy shit. Bunch of Michael Bispings out there. You know what, Tommy? I think that guy is very sexy. But yeah, the fans would have did better. Like, they should just ban these reporters from asking questions. They all suck. They asked John Anik questions. Why is you asking John Anik a question? I'm surprised nobody was like, Hey, John Ennick, can you call up Dana and ask him what he thinks about MSG? Like, I really thought that that was going to happen because of how many times these guys keep talking about, like, whenever Dana is there, they keep asking him what he thinks about this city they're in. But, I mean, yeah, terrible, terrible press conference. None of these guys can speak English, not even Tommy Aspinall. And my predictions are not changed whatsoever about this press conference, so watch out for my predictions. They're dropping anytime now. Like and subscribe. I'm out.